The interesting thing for me, Amber, always is that when people think of your clientele and think of, famous and wealthy and beautiful, you always think these people don't need a hand, but obviously they do.
I think they need more of a hand because they're busy, because they're famous. Everybody wants to meet them for who they are. And I think also they have a really hard time of just meeting the school teacher or the girl next door type because they're always in the limelight, they're always in the bubble with other celebrities, or especially if you're a well-known sports figure, you're always going to be on the road and you're going to meet the cheerleaders, but how are you going to meet, the girl that you actually want to have as the mother to your child? So I think if any group of people has a harder time in dating, it's going to be those that are super successful.
It's interesting that because I think a lot of people at home just watch TV and think, oh, there's another movie star with another movie star. So you encourage more of people getting together with normal people?
Well, I think it makes the most sense. I mean, if you look at Meryl Streep and her husband, that's a good example of taking somebody that's one of the most famous actors in the world, and then she's with somebody that's not, not in the same business. So I believe that it works. I don't discourage actors being with actors. I think that it's an obvious thing. You have a lot of chemistry. Clearly, personalities are going to click on the set, and I think it's really difficult to not fall in love when you're working with someone. So if anything, I'd say the actors should just wait until they're done with their career and then settle down, and then we'd have a lot more of stability in Hollywood.
So let's get to the basics. How does it work? Someone comes to you and tell me how it works.
Well, it's pretty simple, really. I mean, people see our brand, Kelleher International, whether it's on the airlines or in British Airway, for example, or they might see us on TV, something like this, and they go usually to our website, and they go to the Contact Us, and we pick up the phone. So the first part is finding us, seeing us somewhere, and then it's a phone consultation. Now, we get about 1,000 inquiries per month, and we divide them between where our office is across the world. And so each time you call, depending upon where you live, you're going to be talking to a certain representative that would be kind of in charge of your area. And it's really a discussion on the phone at first. Who are you? What are you looking for? Past relationships and what's worked and what hasn't. And then if it seems like it's a good fit, then we set up an in-person meeting. And again, if it's a good fit, then we bring you on as a client and we work with you for anywhere from 1 to 2 years and in search of somebody that you can spend a lifetime with.
Obviously, people say, is it expensive?
Well, I think life is expensive to not be with the right person. I think life is emotionally very stressful to not be with the right person. So I think that, our life comes at a great expense if you're not smart with what you do with it. So I don't really look at our fees as being expensive because I know that it's much more costly to be with the wrong person. But we do keep our fees rather high compared to dating services, and that's how we weed out the riffraff, as we like to say. I mean, you can go online and meet a bunch of married people for $29, or you can pay a fee and be one of, maybe be 25 of 1,000 people that come into our group, and then meet people that you have a lot more in common with. But I would like to say you don't have to pay to be part of our organization. Clients pay us because they want us to search for them. But they may want, like I said, a school teacher. They may want the girl next door who can't afford our fees. We are a search firm more than anything else. Our job is to search for the right person for you. So it's not just matching clients with clients. So we encourage people of all economic backgrounds and occupations to please, contact Kelleher International, fill out a form, let us know who you are, because you may be the best match for a millionaire and not have any, financial backing yourself. It's really just about who you are and why it works.
And sorry, staying with the money just for a moment, but so the millionaires, so they come in and they pay, what can we say, thousands or
yeah, it's usually in the thousands.
Yeah. But I know it's crass to talk money, but people always say how much to charge. That's right, yeah, hundreds of dollars, yes.
What's the exchange rate? Right
1.5. So
yeah, no. Again, our fees range. If you want to talk American dollars, they're usually from $15,000 to $150,000. So in pounds, it's going to be obviously a little bit different. It's always changing. But we like to work with people that financially this is just something that they really want to do for themselves. And in America, you can buy a couch for the same price. So, I mean, you want to have a really nice couch to sit on, or do you want to have a partner in your life, to talk to, or to, perhaps have a partner to sit on the couch with?
Oh, I wonder where you were going with that one.
It's all relative. The guy goes and buys the fancy car, and he has nobody sitting next to him in the car. So, you have to get your priorities straight. And when you figure out that it's really about who you spend your life with, not how much money you spend on your toys, then, you know, it becomes, you know, very obvious that it's an investment that lasts a lifetime.
When it comes to the celebrities, we see these people every day in the TV, and there's some, well, let's mention him, Jennifer Aniston, right? You know, we all go, why can't we find her somebody nice? She seems lovely. Why? Where do you think the problem is there?
With Jennifer Aniston, I honestly think the problem is the media thinking that she's unhappy. I mean, she's really doing fine, you know. I mean, I think that everybody wants to, oh, poor Jen, you need to match her, you need to do this, oh, she needs to be with, you know, Kelleher, and they need to find her the right one. If you ask her, she is fine, and she says it in the press, and she says that, you know, there will come a time when she wants to be with somebody, but she's enjoyed the men that she's been dating. All you have to do is pick up the latest People magazine and read her most revealing, you know, interview yet, I think they say.
But she seems to pick the wrong ones. So is that an interesting thing that some, I'm not just saying just celebs, but people in general do pick the wrong one and then you steer them towards the right ones?
Well, what we do at Kelleher is basically, it's talking about your feedback. What worked? What attracted you to the person in the first place? Why didn't it work? And you do see patterns in a lot of people, and there is that moment in time where they stop and they say, okay, I get it. I've been going to this type of person over and over again. What's great is when somebody explains to me exactly what they want, and then I introduce them to somebody that's totally different, and they fall head over heels in love. You know, you don't know what you're missing until you try it, and you think you have a type, but you're in your 40s and you're still single or you've been divorced and you keep going for the same type, and it's really just about giving an expert who works with people for a living an opportunity to show you what perhaps you might have been missing all along. And that's something we encourage with anybody, you know, celebrities or not. I think that celebrities have a harder time taking that chance because if they're going to be seen at a bistro at night, you know, it's more important for them that they're seen with somebody that's like a wow factor rather than, you know, the attorney or somebody. But with our company, it's nice because if it's an attorney, he usually owns the law firm and they're, you know, the top 5 or something. So they have that mutual respect that somebody has gone to the top of whatever it is, but they're out of the entertainment business, which is really refreshing.
It's interesting when you talk about the people that you work with because we said, you know, just normal people, then celebrities, royalty as well?
Oh, sure. Yeah, where else could they go? No, I think that's really fun for us. I mean, staying in a castle when I go to the UK is just, you know, it's very, very dreamy. I pinch myself. My mom and I get to live vicariously through our clients because, you know, we're working all the time, but we get to hear that they're, you know, flying here or sailing there or in these, you know, amazing parties. And you know, if my life were to stop today, I could say that I've lived, you know, 100 lifetimes because I really do. I just got an email this morning from a client in Singapore on his way to Indonesia, and he's going to be on a remote island where he's the only person on the entire island besides the person that owns the resort that he's staying in. And he's a deep sea photographer for National Geographic, and he's going to be sending me the pictures before the magazine even sees them. And I mean, that's just amazing. How often do you get to have, you know, 12,000 friends that are living these lives that email you and call you? So it's pretty neat.
Your company's been going for many years. Is it a different, you know, at one point maybe there was some kind of stigma attached to, you know, you were having to go to a service to find love. Now, are people more open about it? I mean, can you talk about celebrities or not? Is it still very, you know...
Is there a stigma?
No, I mean, in the past, no, you know, in the past.
No,
I'm wondering
I know,
now.
there was a huge stigma.
There was a huge stigma then,
And I think the Brits are going to, I think there's a stigma there a little bit too. So this is really fun for us to be able to say, you know, we've been in America for 25 years. We know what we're doing. We got past the stigma. We got past the, am I resorting to this, to the, I need to do this. This is the most practical, you know, intelligent way to meet people. And it's really bringing it now to London, that whole mentality, because you guys like to date in groups, and it makes it really easy to go, yeah, I think she's kind of cute, but not have to commit to like dinner. And with us, you know, you actually are going to get to sit down with somebody, and you're going to, during the dinner, you're going to realize that you have a lot more in common than just the normal chit chat through friends on a group date. You're going to really realize that you can look in the eyes of somebody and have deep respect for who they are. And it's really about bringing interesting people together, which is, you know, 20 years ago what happened in college and universities. But then people stopped going, or they went for their career as opposed to meet their mate or their husband or wife. And so now people are just focused on their careers, and they forget that the relationship is supposed to happen. So we're bringing the interesting group of people back together again, and it's really nice for them to be able to have us hand choose someone and then meet. So the stigma's gone, but we're going to continue to work on that with the Brits.
Does that mean, can you name some names that we would maybe either be surprised at or not surprised at, that means that people go, oh, they do it?
Well, we don't name names because then we wouldn't get the big names that we have. There's been plenty of people in the press that have leaked out here and there through their own stuff, certainly not through us. But what I like to tell people is that anybody and everybody is using our company in terms of the who's who. British royalty, NBA All-Stars, some of the, definitely the biggest names in basketball, certainly in football. We had a quote come out in Sports Illustrated this week with Terrell Owens. People that own the franchises as well, so it's not just the athletes, but their boss, the ones that they're actually working for. In biotech, we've got the people that are creating the cures of cancer. We have people that are breaking the codes in science. We have people that work in the White House. We have prima ballerinas, dancing with Baryshnikov back in the day. So it's people that ran the biggest modeling agencies in the world. I think it's, again, if you're used to a certain lifestyle and you're really successful at what you do and you don't have this partner in your life, you can't go to the bars. You've met all your friends. You're not going to go online and waste your time. And if you're a beautiful person, you go online, you get flooded with so many people. How do you screen them? So this is a really smart way, and we've been in business for 25 years. So we have, 40 matchmakers that work for us in 13 locations across the world. There's nobody even remotely in the same league as us when it comes to matchmaking. So it doesn't mean it's going to work, but it's a great group of people to get to know.
Being a little cheeky, what advice for free would you give people at home? What's the kind of normal mistake that most people make, would you say?
I think that as we mature and get older, that we need to realize that our thought of the vision of our partner needs to change along with us changing. It's frustrating for us matchmakers to be with, let's say, for example, the dreaded 55-year-old woman that says that, her husband was hot and she needs to meet the model guy and, that looks 35 still. And I reverse that because we already know the guys do that, but the women do it too. And so, you have to realize that when that hunky guy met you, you were 22 and, looked like you could be on the cover of a magazine, and that same guy is going to want the 22-year-old. So as we mature, we need to realize that we're aging, and then that's a wonderful thing, and hopefully it's a graceful aging, and we need to find a mature partner for ourselves, whether a man or a woman, because ultimately you want to be able to have that person mirror back what you want in yourself. And if you keep going for a younger person, it means you're not comfortable with who you are, and that's just going to be a stressful thing to always have to fight. So I say date within, at least within 10 years of your age, and to come to reality when it comes to putting your list out of what you want.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.